Work it, make it, do it. Makes us harder, better, faster, stronger. Work it harder, make it better, do it faster. Makes us stronger, more than ever. Hour after hour, work is never over. Work it harder, make it better.
Hello and welcome to the Booksmoke. So this is a very exciting video. If you remember a little while ago, I sent my friend Charlie from Duvet Day Devours, link in the description below. I sent her some books, because I emailed some people saying I was getting rid of some books, would they like some? I let them know what they were, they said yes please, so I sent some to Eleanor from Eleanor Reads Books and some to Charlie from Duvet Day Devours. And today I received my box of books from Charlie, and yes, it is a big box, and I was going to save the unboxing part till the video now, but unfortunately I was impatient, as I usually am, and I've already opened it. But let's pretend I haven't, and let's see what Charlie sent me, because I'm very excited about all of these things. So excited. I'm so happy. Thank you, Charlie. You're a brilliant friend. So the first thing she sent me, I hope she's okay with me showing you this, is a brilliant note that I think she hand coloured and designed, and it's amazing. And it says, "The seasons of transformation are upon us." And apparently it's a quote by Michael Teal. I don't know who Michael Teal is, but I think it's beautiful. And I hope she doesn't mind me reading the note on the back. It says, "Hayley, enclosed are some books I think you'll love. Thank you so much for mine. Can't wait for our book shopping trip. Charlie, Duvet Day Devours." Me and Charlie, we've been invited, not officially, but we've been invited to another Walker book event in October, and obviously she was going to attend the last one that I went to in June or July, but she couldn't, due to personal reasons. So she said she can attend this one, and I said, well, why don't we go book shopping? And she very happily and kindly agreed to that, so that is what she is referring to. So yes, a couple of extra things she sent me, which is amazing. Oh, actually, okay, I won't show you those first because I'll show you this one. This is a book depository bookmark, and it's a very nice design. I don't know if you can see that. It's like somebody reading in bed, and they got like a cup of tea and some chocolate wrappers, and there's an owl on the bedpost, and it's just gorgeous. And it was designed by Tumi K. Stain from South Africa, and his favourite book is Candide by Voltaire. But yes, I thought that was gorgeous. So thank you for that, Charlie. Okay, now let's get into the books. So, she sent me, this is one I'm very excited about, because she mentioned that she sent it to me, and it's The Dead House by Dawn Kurtagich. Gorgeous cover, amazing cover, and she read this and said she loved it, and it is the ARC version, but I think this is just as gorgeous. And it says, 25 years ago, Elmbridge High School burned down. 3 students were killed in the blaze, 20 were injured, and one, Carly Johnson, disappeared. For 2 decades, little was uncovered about what became known as the Johnson incident until now. And on the front it says, Carly gets the day, Caitlin has the night. And it's just like a YA, I think, horror type novel. And Charlie said she read it and loved it. So I am very excited for it. Yes, very excited. So that is the first one. Okay, the next book in here is Lying Out Loud, or LOL, by Cody Keplinger. This is the sequel to The Duff, which is the Designated Ugly Fat Friend, which I haven't actually read yet. If you don't know what The Duff looks like, there it is. So yeah, I will probably get The Duff, and then I'll read this after I've read The Duff. But I've heard The Duff is really good. There's a movie out now, which is apparently equally as good. So yeah. And this looks brand new. I don't think she's actually read this one. I may be wrong, but it looks brand new. So thank you very much for that one. Okay, the next thing I see is a paperback of Messenger of Fear by Michael Grant. Now, I had this in hardcover when it first came out, but I didn't read all of it, and I don't know what happened to the hardcover. I think I gave it away. So I think I probably will return to this at some point. I love it because it's got black edges. But yeah, this was good when I was reading it. And it says, here's the messenger, He offers you a game, play or pay. Who are you? That was the first question I asked the boy in front of me, the pale, solemn young man in the black coat with small silver skulls for buttons. But he didn't answer it. Instead, he answered the question I never asked, but which was nevertheless what I really wanted to know. Am I dead? No, not dead, he told me. But surely not quite alive either. How could I be? I remembered my name, Mara, but standing in that ghostly place, still shuddering at the memory of the creeping yellow mist that had awoken me in that strange silent land, I could recall nothing else about myself. And then the games began. So it sounds really good. I kind of forgot what it was about, so reading that I kind of remembered. But yes, excited for that one. Okay, the next book is The Reckoning by Jane Casey. And this actually looks like a really gory, gruesome book. I don't read much crime, so I think that's why she included it, because I've said I want to get into reading more crime. It says, to the public, he's a hero, a killer who targets convicted paedophiles. 2 men are dead already, both tortured to death. So yeah, it sounds really interesting, and I will give it a go at some point. So thank you for that one. Okay, the next book I think is another kind of crime type book, and it's The String Diaries by Stephen Lloyd Jones. Now I did have the hardcover of this when it first came out, and I know the sequel has just come out. And it says he has a face you love, a voice you trust. To survive you must kill him. The rules of survival are handed from mother to daughter, inherited like the curse that has stalked Hannah and her family across centuries. He changes his appearance at will, speaks with a stolen voice, and hides behind the face of a beloved, waiting to strike. Generation after generation he has destroyed them, and all they could do was run, until now. Now it is time for Hannah to turn and fight. And I've heard this is really good, and I've heard the sequel is equally as good, and I really love the cover. It's very creepy. So again, thank you for that one. I think I'm going to keep saying thank you, because these books are all amazing. The next book she sent me is Twisting the Truth by Judy Waite. And it's a very thin book. It says, Elsa has the perfect excuse for being out late. A man tried to kidnap her. She's got all the details. It's a really good story. It's just not true. But then a girl is kidnapped for real, and now Elsa's lie might be helping a killer. So this sounds really interesting, and like I said, it's very short. But I've heard, it's 75 pages, but I've heard quite a bit about this author actually, and I do really like the cover. So I'm very interested to give this one a shot. Okay, the next book is Beat the Band by Don Calame, and this is a gorgeous cover. I think I've seen this one before, maybe not on her channel, but I've seen it. It says, Cooper Redmond has only one thing on his mind, tagging as many bases as possible by the end of sophomore year. He's already picked out a prime target, the Divine Prudence Nash, but when Coop is paired with the infamous hot dog, Helen, for a semester-long health project on safe sex, his hopes of making it to the majors are suddenly DOA. It's going to take something seriously epic to resuscitate his reputation. Something like winning the Battle of the Bands with his best buds Matt and Sean. There's just one problem. They totally suck. So that sounds interesting. Really interesting. And I used to be in a couple of bands. So we never did any Battle of the Bands or anything. But being from that kind of background, I think it sounds really interesting. It's quite a beast actually. It's like almost 400 pages. But it looks really good, and I love the cover. I love the drum set that's on fire. I love it. So I'm excited for this one, and I love the purple. It's so striking. The next book I see, I love anything to do with the Salem witch trials, and this is called The Salem Witch Society. It's by K.N. Shields, and it says, Salem, New England, many dark nights ago. The most famous witch hunt in history is about to begin. Years later, a young woman is found savagely murdered, her body arranged in the death pose of a witch. Someone, or something, is reviving the terror of the notorious Salem witch hunts, and only one man, a brilliant, eccentric loner with a dazzling mind and a fascination with witchcraft, can keep the evil of the past at bay. Rich in history, mystery, and witchcraft, the Salem Witch Society is a twisting, terrifying thriller, a dark fairy tale for readers who loved A Discovery of Witches and The Interpretation of Murder. I haven't read either of those, but I have A Discovery of Witches and its sequel, Shadow of Night. But yeah, I'm really excited to read this because, like I said, I love anything Salem Witch Trials, and this cover is really nice. Yes. She also sent me a couple of hardcovers, which was really nice. I didn't expect that, so that was lovely. The first one is The Dark Between by Sonia Gensler. Gensler, I'm not sure. This has a really creepy cover. And it's a turtle back, which is interesting. It says, the young man grasped Elsie's upper arms as she staggered against him. She vaguely heard him calling for help as the darkness began to pull at her, sucking her through a ghastly tunnel. She closed her eyes and prayed for calm. Finally, the dreadful pulling sensation ceased. A sudden cold chilled her. She opened her eyes to find a woman walking toward her from the darkness, her pale face drooping with sorrow. Elsie moaned, for she knew the woman was dead. And so it sounds really good and really creepy, which I'm looking forward to because I love a creepy read. Okay, the other hardcover she sent me, I've heard a bit about this. It's A Really Awesome Mess by Trish Cook and Brendan Halpin. And this has a really nice cover. And on the back it says, have you read the one about the sarcastic boy, sharp-tongued girl, and rescued pig that walk into a reform school? It's a wickedly funny YA novel. And yeah, I've heard a bit about this, not too much, but I'm excited to give it a go, and I actually really love this cover. And the most awesome thing is she sent me a couple of graphic novels and an actual proper manga, which I'm excited for, like an actual proper Japanese manga, and that is Nurse Hitomi's Monster Infirmary, Volume 1. And the story and art are by Sheiko. And look at the cover, it's really creepy, but it looks really cool. And I know this is a proper Japanese one because you read it backwards, which is totally awesome. The first 2 pages of the novel are in colour, which is how you know that that's how you read it, and then the rest is in black and white. But it looks really good, and the art style is kind of simple anime. And yeah, I'm just really excited to give this one a go, because I never read a proper Japanese anime like this, so I'm excited for it. And the 2 graphic novels she sent me, which she didn't have to, because she's just amazing. The first one is The Graveyard Book Volume 1 by Neil Gaiman, and the graphic adaptation by P. Craig Russell, and the illustrations are by Kevin Nowland, P. Craig Russell, Tony Harris, Scott Hampton, Galen Showman, Jill Thompson, and Stephen B. Scott. But yes, so this looks really good, and I've never actually read a Neil Gaiman book, but I thought this would be a good place to start. The artwork is really lovely, and yeah, I have no idea what this is about, but I'm excited for it. And then the last thing she sent me, I'm so excited about this because I was so happy to get it. And this is The Umbrella Academy, Apocalypse Suite by Gerard Way and Gabrielle Biar. Now, you may have heard of Gerard Way. He was, I think he still is, but he was the lead singer of My Chemical Romance, who are actually one of my favourite rock bands. Let me just remove that. Yeah, and I believe he wrote and did the illustrations for this mostly himself, and it looks really good. And it says, in an inexplicable worldwide event, 43 extraordinary children were spontaneously born by women who previously shown no signs of pregnancy. Millionaire inventor Reginald Hargreaves adopted 7 of the children. When asked why, his only explanation was to save the world. These 7 children form the Umbrella Academy, a dysfunctional family of superheroes with bizarre powers. Their first adventure at the age of 10 pits them against an erratic and deadly Eiffel Tower, piloted by the fearsome zombie robot Gustav Eiffel. Nearly a decade later, the team disbands, but when Hargreaves unexpectedly dies, these disgruntled siblings reunite just in time to save the world once again. So I just think it sounds incredible, and the artwork is really nice.